everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my new subbies and cheers to the new week ahead. I am super excited to bring this series every Monday here on my YouTube channel called Magical Mondays. And the idea is that I had so much fun during the month of October doing Inktober 2022, watercoloring my way through the month with 31 different beautiful pieces of watercolor art. I wanted to continue that fun in the month of November. And I asked my family, what do you think I should call this series? And my son-in-law said call it NEW-VEMBER, and I loved the way that sounded. So thank you, Ozzy, for that. And the idea is that we're going to take a little bit of art and transform it into something magical. The best part is it's things that you have right in your own home. Almost everything that I'm going to show you is something that you have right within your reach or you have easy access to. So let's get started. I am super excited to start with you all. And the first thing you're going to need for today's technique is some alcohol. And my friends, I do mean the isopropyl type. This is also known as rubbing alcohol. I do have it covered up with art because I didn't want the kids to grab this by accident thinking it was one you use on boo-boos or cuts or scrapes. Never know if there's going to be any cross-contamination with some paint, so I do keep mine labeled so they don't grab it by accident. This is important. You are going to need this one. I'm using the one that says 91%. I used one earlier that said 70 and it wasn't quite as strong as this one, so try to go for that higher number. You're also going to need some brushes. I am using my junkier brushes, and by that I do mean the ones that are not the expensive ones that I use for my fine paintings. Because I am using alcohol, I don't want to have too much of this harsh on these brushes, so I am using this one here. I'm going to go ahead and use that, and then you will need some alcohol markers. I am using a couple of little ones here that I've had in my stash for a long time. These are ones I think I picked up at Burlington or one of the stores. Any alcohol marker will do. Any alcohol marker is just the same. You can use Sharpies, you can use Copic markers, you could use some Tombos, you can even use some Prismacolors. If you have some Ohuhus hanging around the house, that's fine. If you have the Olo markers, whatever you want to use, as long as it has an alcohol base. So these are the items that we're going to be using. I do have a little bowl that I dump my alcohol into, a little cloth that I keep on hand from that little haul that I showed you the other day. These flour sacks are perfect. And the best thing of all that you're going to need to make this magic happen is some Yupo paper. I loved that Hobby Lobby sale that we had during the summer. I was able to pick up a couple of these. This one is the white cardstock. You can use this, but you'll have a little bit of a different effect. So for today, we're going to be using the ones that are the translucent sheets. And I love this one because it has that almost like a sheer see-through look to it. And again, these are beautiful. These are so perfect to use. Put a little piece of paper down here so that we don't get anything leaking through. And this is just a little piece of watercolor paper. I'm going to tear off and put this down right here on the desk. This is such a super fun technique, very easy to do. You can do the same technique with the alcohol inks, those ones that are in the little tubes. You know what, actually, no, I'm not going to do it like this. I'm going to tape it on the side here. Those are expensive. The alcohol inks can add up. I have quite a few of those in my collection that I've added to my stash here and there. They can be pricey. This is going to do the exact same thing, my friends. Your kids probably even have markers you can borrow from them. Any alcohol marker will work. I'm going to do it like this instead. Hope I'm in the camera because I cannot see at the moment. I just picked these colors so that I would be able to use something in the primaries. And we are going to cover this entire page. And this is a marker that does have the fine tip, which is perfect for coloring, doing some little imaging. And this one is the chisel or the broad tip, and that's the one I am going to use today. You can use any design, any pattern. You can diagonal, you can go up and down, you can make circles, you can do whatever you want. It's yours. And I do cover this entire page. And the reason for that is because, first of all, I love space and I love to maximize that space. If I'm going to do one whole little project, I want to be able to use it for multiple purposes. So let's just say I'm doing a huge little flower stamp or die. I'm going to have all these little nooks and crannies on the outside where I can use a smaller die or a smaller stamp. So I'll be able to use this for multiple purposes. And I do love to cover this full space from top to bottom and see how much I can get in here. Don't worry if I'm just going to take these lids off for to make this a little bit faster. If you cross-contaminate your markers, just mark it off to the side. And I'm going to try and not do that until I have some of this all the way covering first. And then if I go back in like that and get a little bit of cross-contamination, it's okay. It's all going to be together in the end. So I'll put those lids on after I have colored so that I can go a little bit faster. And I do love these colors together. And I'm going to show you a couple of the ones that I made earlier, as well as a sample. The beauty of this is you can use this for so many different things. You can put this in journaling. You can use this for card making, which is a lot of what I use it for. You can even, make something like little fun bookmarks. Just so many. The world is your oyster, truly. And this is going to be so much fun to show you. I'm going to put a couple of little spots of color just so we can keep this going. All right, I think that's going to be good. And let me put all the lids back on. And then I'm going to also show you a couple of different ways you can manipulate this, just in case you want to change it up a little bit. I always like to keep my little flowers on hand and pour some alcohol down in here. I don't use too much because I'd rather add more than throw away less. Did I say that right? No, throw away less rather than use more. All right, here we go. All you're gonna do is dip this down in here and just start your splattering. That's where the magic is gonna happen, my friends. Very similar to an alcohol ink and this Yupo paper and the reactor. It's going to do the same thing, except we are using some markers and things you have in your house. And this is always really fun to see these little cells start to develop and see what look that you get. You can, of course, use a multitude of different colors. You can use, any colors that work together. And these primary colors marry very well together, which is why I like to use these. And here's what I wanted to show you earlier. If you are a little too heavy-handed and you don't like it, you can always sop up some of those colors. If it's too bright and you want to dilute it a little bit, go in a second time and add on another layer of the alcohol. All this is doing basically is taking the pigment from this marker here, and the alcohol is picking that up and carrying it and floating it across the paper. You can manipulate this in a couple of different ways. I love things to work organically. In other words, you can just take this and let it do its magic on its own, but you can always take your brush with the alcohol dipped in here just like that, and you can take a corner and do this and mush these colors together, marry them in a little bit better, so you can do that. You can also take an air blower. My friends, this is a 99-cent pool pump that we use for our pool floats. This is all that you need if you want to move that around just like that. You can see it moving in this little corner. This does dry super fly fast, so you've got to be very quick. They do have these little ones that you can have a handheld pump. You can just move it around. They cost a lot of money. You don't need to spend a lot of money on your art supplies, my friends. Like I said, this is 99 cents, and I'm absolutely okay paying 99 cents or $1 for a small piece like this to use in my art room. Number one, I'm not going to use it that often. Number two, when I save money by paying $1 for this, I can buy something else that I want in exchange. Maybe there's a new stamp that I want, a new die that I'm jonesing for. Well, I'm able to afford it because I'm paying 99 cents for that. This is what it looks like, and it is absolutely stunning. stunning. I am so excited for how this looks with these beautiful colors, and I'll show you something that I made with this earlier, but this is one here. Let me move this out of the way and show you some other colors that I created. And that's also another one of the beauties of this, is you can create these and set them aside. You don't have to use them right away. These are easy to store. And these are 3 that I made a little bit earlier. This is one that has some of those green tones, similar colors, but these are more of the greens, and a red and a yellow. Some of those colors together made orange, and I love that. This one, oh, be still my heart. I love the way this turned out. I used peach, brown, and 2 different colors of blue, a royal blue and a beautiful little light blue, almost like I want to say robin's egg or Tiffany blue. And I love this. It almost has a fall to winter feel to it. And let me tell you, when I see this, I thought of mushrooms. I don't know why, I got mushroom vibes from that one. And then the final one here is one that I thought would be pretty for some Thanksgiving ideas that I have. So I used 4 colors. This one has the brown, the yellow, the red, and the orange. And I love how these turned out. So this is the one we just made together, and I am so excited that we did that. Oh, let me take that out of the alcohol, dip that off. He can chill over here for a little bit. Now see, I just throw that away. I do not dump it back into the bottle because I don't want to contaminate anything that I'm going to use later. There is still some color in here, so I ended up just tossing that. This is one of the fun things that you can do. You can take your stamps, you can take some dies, and this is one that I made with a little snowflake die. Just a little quick die here, and then a smaller one. Popped them up so they are layered up. Put them on this beautiful little focal point, and let me see if I can find a sentiment. I always have like random things on my desk, and you can just put something fun on here and make like a little beautiful. Here's one. I think it's going to be a little too long, but you get the idea. And just like that, have a super fun little focal point with this beautiful pop of color from the markers and the alcohol against that little color there. Love how that turned out, and I'm super excited to share this with you. Again, now I can find a lot of different ways to use this, and I'm super excited to use the one that we just made together. Love how this turned out. Super excited to share this with you all today. And let me circle back to this. If I shared this with you, the reason why I was doing Magical Mondays is, again, sometimes I get stuck in a rut and I really need to find that creative, juice and get my mojo going again. Or maybe you just want to try or find or see something new and you want to give it a go. That's exactly what this is all about. And it is for my month of New-VEMBER. I will be bringing this to you in the month of November on the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. And the reason why is these little hearts are here is I'm going to put together a little envelope and send someone a friend mail. And I'll announce the winner in the next week's series. So go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this. And then next week on the 14th, I'll just have a random winner chosen and send you a little package of Happy Mail. It will have to be USA only for this one. I am so sorry to my international friends, but because I am mailing it, it is going to be a little bit of a heavier weight, but there will be more giveaways in the future, especially e-gift cards where you will be able to enter for that one. Again, just leave me a comment. No hashtags. Just let me know what you think of this. If there's something fun that you might want to see, go ahead and drop that comment and I'll see if I can try it. And that's going to be it for this one, my friends. I am so excited to bring you the Magical Mondays, and this is the first one in the series, and hopefully you'll come back for 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be it for this one. Go ahead, leave me a comment. Also helps me find your channel. Give this a thumbs up if you like my content. Leave me I already said that. Leave me a comment. I meant to say hit that subscription with your notification bell on, and it'll let you know when a new video pops up on my channel. That is going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all so very much, and I will see you soon on my next video. Bye-bye.